Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Gadsden City Council meeting on December the 16th. What a great crowd we have this morning. We know what you're here for, and it's not to look at us, it's to look at your children sing some Christmas carols. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But the first thing I need to do is remind everyone, please make sure all cell phones are turned to the off or vibrate position. Also, please be advised our city council meetings are broadcast on Comcast Channel 99, AT&T UVerse, and the City of Gadsden YouTube channel. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Latham. Present. Councilman Smith.
Here.
Councilman Avery.
Here.
Councilman Batt.
Here.
Councilman Wilson. I'm not sure if he's going to be absent or here, but maybe we'll see him in a few minutes. Councilwoman Minatra.
Here.
And Councilman Robinson.
Here.
We have a quorum present, and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Councilman Smith to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us bow our heads. The Heavenly Father, we come to you the humblest way we know how. We come with bowed heads and humble heart, thanking you for another day of life. We thank you, God, for all that you've done, all you're doing, most of all that you're going to do. We dare not lean to our own understanding, God, but we look to you, the author and the finish of our faith. We thank you for our mayor, Mayor Ford, our council, every department head here at City Hall, our distinguished guests who are present today. Now, we thank you during this meeting for your Holy Spirit's leading, His guiding, and the direction, and we ask it all in the matchless name of our risen Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ, we pray, and all that agree said amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and council meetings held on December the 9th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
Item 6 on the agenda, the chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of December 5th through the 11th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
All right, agenda item 7 is reserved for proclamations and commendations. Mayor Ford, we have any proclamations or commendations today?
We don't, Mr. President, but I have a new member of the staff. Would this be an appropriate time to introduce
Sure.
him? Okay. Nathan, would you make your way to the podium, please? So this is Nathan Fink, who I'm trying to grow my hair like, just for the record.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But he comes to our team. He's from the city of Prattville, where he served 8 years as city councilman. He earned the certification as advanced municipal officer through the Alabama League of Municipalities. While he was serving in Prattville, he was involved during the time of an unprecedented growth in retail, as well as infrastructure and quality of life improvements. He was part of that team of the city of Prattville that brought in major retailers such as Bass Pro Shops, Target, and Home Depot. Nathan was also involved in major infrastructure projects that included the makeover and revitalization of downtown Prattville, improvements to public works, sports facilities, and improvement to the airport, which included the construction of a new FBO. Nathan will be my liaison for Public Works as well as Parks and Recs and the airport. He's relocating from Prattville to Gadsden in January, and please join me in welcoming Nathan to my team as well as the City of Gadsden.
Wonderful.
Thank
you. Welcome, Nathan.
So on a lighter note, I've known Nathan for a long time.
Yes.
And he dates one of my good friends that was in the legislature. She was a lobbyist for 30 years. I won't say how old Nathan is, but his girlfriend is close to my age, but she used to babysit me. When my dad was in the legislature, she used to keep me out of trouble. When Mr. Milt McGregor and all them would run around their office, and Donna and I would get on the computer that had dial-up internet and order LL Bean stuff. So I never forget those days. But I've known Nathan quite a long time. He is younger than me. He's a good friend of mine. But I've been trying to get Nathan up here for a couple of years, and the timing's right now. So Nathan, welcome.
It is, absolutely, and I'm thrilled to be here. The short period of time I've been here,
got some incredible natural resources here with the mountain, Nakalula Falls, the river. There's a lot of exciting things to do here, so I'm looking forward to being a part of the team here. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to have you. All right, now we'll get to what we're all here for today. Today has become our annual tradition to have the Ura Brown kindergarten classes come and sing Christmas carols to the mayor and the council, and we're blessed to have them here today. So here comes Miss Gardner with her reindeer. And we are so excited to have all of you here today, but especially to have your children here today. Hey, Miss Gardner.
Good morning. Everybody on this chilly day.
We're doing great. Look at these smiling faces.
Okay. Good morning again. My name is Cindy Garner, a kindergarten teacher at Ura Brown, and on behalf of our kindergarten teachers and our students, of course, and really our entire faculty, we want to thank you for allowing us to be here with you today to spread a little cheer. We are so appreciative of everything our mayor and city council do. We're so thankful for everything you do for us in our quest to be the #1 system in the state of Alabama. So thank you for everything. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. All right, Lucy Mills.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names. Then let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, when your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then our reindeer loved him, as they shouted out with glee, Yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas!
Oh, wow. All right. Can we
Mr.
get a
President?
picture?
Yeah, can we get a picture
Yeah, we'll
with
get a
them and
picture,
everything?
Michael.
But hey, to Ura Brown kindergartners, y'all see me back here? Man, y'all have made our Christmas a lot better, I can promise you. And thank y'all for singing to us. And to the teachers and Miss Gardner, thank you for everything y'all do for Ura Brown. And you're right, Ura Brown is #1 in the state of Alabama, and we're proud of it. So thank y'all.
Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. I don't think there's space for me to get back.
All right.
All right, everybody, smile. 1, 2, 3. Michael, based on the room, I think if you don't get a good shot, we could probably find one.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Y'all did a really good job.
Okay, I think we're just about back to normal, right, you think?
Yeah.
Well, now just the.
Well, thank you all for being here, and thanks to your Brown kindergarten classes for always bringing us and brightening our day. So we will get back to the agenda. We are in agenda item 8 is where we are now. This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing, allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of an ordinance repealing City Code Chapter 130 regarding zoning regulations and adopting new comprehensive zoning regulations that are aligned with the goals of the Gadsden Master Plan. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this ordinance? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? All right, sir, if you will come forward and state your name and your address for our records, please.
Thank you. My name is Mark Condra. I live at 425 Redbud Drive, Gadsden, Alabama, 35901.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. I'm the chair of the City of Gadsden Planning Commission. It's my privilege to represent planning commissioners here today. We unanimously support this zoning ordinance revision. It's our recommendation that be adopted and approved. For the record, I want to recognize the planning commission members. We have 7 other members that are on the commission. We've worked really hard the last 18 months on this project. Some of them are here today, but just for the record, I want to recognize Buster Porch, Kathy Sisson, Tanisha Giwal, and Jeff Johnson. We're also honored to have 3 other members on the Planning Commission there who hold positions within the administration. They're voting members and they provide expertise in the planning, and they are Ruth Moffett and Chris Robinson and Debbie Williams. The reasons are pretty clear. First reason we support this is the benefits of the Grow Gadsden Master Plan. The benefits is if we're going to have the Grow Gadsden Master Plan, we must have these new updated codes to drive it. It's like buying a car, without the wheels and the engine. If you're going to invest in the master plan, you got to change the code. I mean, it's been 44 years. It's time to change it. The primary goal of the Planning Commission is to assist the elected officials in long-range planning and to serve as advisors. The state of Alabama requires by law that each community adopt and follow certain code. So our zoning ordinance really provide us the guide rails to manage change, and the key word here is manage change. We all know the change is a natural process of growth. The key is to plan it, because it's going to happen without planning or not. Updating our zoning ordinances should be much more frequent, should be an ongoing process. There are the following cities in this calendar year in the state of Alabama are updating their ordinances. Some of them major updates like ours. So it's like cities like Homewood, Coleman, Dothan, Athens, Birmingham, Madison, and Phoenix City. All of these cities, like you, decided it's time for a change. Second reason, these revisions are a reflection on the community's current needs. Over 187 individual interviews with stakeholders, one-on-one meetings, touring the community, listening to the community, started back in August of 2024, so this is a reflection of what the community has asked for. These revisions Reason number 3, these revisions protect our greatest resources. During the development of the Grow Gadsden Master Plan, the citizens said they want to protect our greatest resources. Downtown, Riverfront, Nuckalula Falls, each of these 3 areas have an overlay, special code and regulations to protect those resources. I guess reason number 3 would be just to encourage an orderly, predictable growth that supports our infrastructure. You know, these codes steer the community where growth should be. You know, how dense certain areas should be, how neighborhoods should grow, not necessarily what they are today, but what they will be in the future. Reason number 5, economic development. Modern businesses, you know, often don't fit into old codes and regulations. I think these will be much more attractive for people to come in and invest. Number 6, and I think this is one of the key ones here, is it modernizes our outdated standards. Every citizen, regardless of their neighborhood, regardless of their race, regardless of where they live, they should have accessibility to easy to understand regulations and codes. You know, here's some examples: outdoor lighting, landscaping, signage, and many more ordinances have been updated with illustrations, charts, drawings, as opposed to the endless paragraphs of legal jargon that go on and on again. You know, also included are modern parking requirements that include ADA requirements with diagrams have been added. You know, updated definitions are logical, they're easier to understand. We even have a glossary of terms in the back, you know. So it's just a friendlier format. All these changes are accessible online, totally transparent for everyone. Key words here for y'all to remember when you vote. They're logical, they're user-friendly, they're easy to understand, and it's transparent. Not the case with the other codes. So I guess, and lastly, the last item we support this is because fairness. They're well-written, they're up-to-date, they reduce the ambiguities that lead to disputes, inconsistent decisions, or legal challenges. For these reasons and many more, we recommend the City Council adopt these recommendations. In closing, I want, on behalf of the Planning Commission, I want to thank the mayor, I want to thank the council, I want to thank the staff and all other city employees for having the vision and the courage to adopt this master plan. Now we ask you, let's finish the race. Let's change these codes. And lastly, I want to say especially thank the planning department. You have an incredible, hardworking, dedicated, capable group of individuals that have shepherded us through this process. They are fully capable of moving us and transitioning the city into these new ordinances. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Planning Commission. Anybody else wish to speak in favor? Yes, if you'll state your name and address, please.
Lori Lanier, 417 North Hood Avenue.
Okay.
Actually, I should have gotten up when you said opposed. It's not that I'm opposed to rezoning. I guess I just want to be heard. We bought a home. It's actually the only house on the block behind Walmart that's in that one. It's basically behind Petco. And we're like a single house there. And then this is my neighbor, Donna. She lives on Lake Street. Not trying to be a negative Nancy or anything. I don't think neither me or my husband knew about this. I don't think anybody was really informed, like by mail. One of the things that I'm worried about as a homeowner is, well, I grew up here and I love Gadsden. We bought this house a couple years ago and worked super hard to remodel and make it look nice. And I think it looks nicer than most houses back there. And I talked to Tracy. She's so sweet. Thank you, Tracy. She explained some things to me that if my house were to burn down, we couldn't rebuild it as a single home if this rezoning happened. And in South Carolina, we were pushed out of our home because of redevelopment. Moved back here because we didn't want that to happen again. So, I'm sorry. Worried about, we want to refi. Can we refi? It's residential. If the rates drop, probably not. I guess we just want to know this is our house and we want to stay in it till we die. I know it's East Gadsden. A lot of people don't like East Gadsden. I'm not proud to say I'm not too proud to say I live over there. And I just want to be heard. I want to stay in my house. And I want to ask that we be zoned the same as my friend Donna on Lake Street. That could be multi-use, where if our home were to burn to the ground, we could build it back as our house. So, I thank you for listening.
Ma'am, thank you for coming today.
Hi, my name is Donna. I live on Lake Street. I just want to know this Hood streetscape. What does that actually do to the neighborhood as far as what is involved in the streetscape itself? Just sidewalks and planters and stuff, or is there more to it? Are people going to lose their front yards? What is it?
I would probably direct you to Ms. Cordell, to Tracy there. She would have those answers specifically. That way she can pull them up and can show you and can and answer your questions. So if you have, make an appointment or telephone call, however, whatever's best for you.
Okay.
So, but thank you for speaking and thank you for your
And
question.
also, I'm multi-use. That means my house would be fine where it is. I don't have any special restrictions. Well, tornado, whatever. I mean, do I have any restrictions now that changed?
Yeah, I would refer you to Tracy because I don't know off the top of my head the answer to your question. So I'd feel more comfortable if the planning department answered that. Not trying to be evasive.
No, that's
I
fine.
just don't
That's
know.
all I'm looking for is answers.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry to take.
Oh, no, you're good.
All right.
You're fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, both of y'all. Anybody else wish to speak in favor of the ordinance? All right, well, this ordinance was presented today for the first reading, and the council will vote on it at the next meeting. So we'll move to agenda item 9. Our second public hearing is a resolution authorizing annulment of a portion of an unnamed alley between 304 and 310 Chilton Street in District 3. Lori A. Palmer and D. L. Fleta, pardon my pronunciation, D. L. Fleta Thrist are the sole owners of all property abutting the portion of the alley and have requested the abatement. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Good morning. My name is Davis Bailey. I filed the petition.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Palmer is my client, and she's just wanting to legalize what's practically already the case, that her and her neighbor are able to utilize their full yards.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anyone else wish to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
Let me, if I could, gain clarity on this real quick. So,
All right. Well, first we have to have a motion to, and then we can have the discussion. That would be your part. I mean, your question.
So what you're asking for a vote?
I'll make a
right now,
motion.
right?
Pardon?
What would you ask for a vote?
I was, the chair will entertain a motion to adopt the resolution. Yeah, not voting it, just to adopt it.
To adopt.
So we have a motion to adopt. Is there a second? All right. Is there any discussion?
So just to be clear, because I was reading it and maybe I kind of went into the other document and got confused. This is adding this to the neighbor's yard, correct? All right. I got you.
My understanding is they've been taking care of this parcel for some time,
Right.
and they just want to, I guess, codify it and have it as their personal property.
Understood. I was just
Sure.
double checking.
That's
Maybe
okay.
got confused.
All right, any other questions?
No, thank you.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Agenda item 10. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to recess the council meeting in order to conduct the work session.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to recess the council meeting, let it be known by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries for the recess.
All right. Agenda item 11 is where we are. The chair will entertain a motion to reconvene the council meeting.
So moved.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to reconvene the council meeting, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to reconvene.
All right. Agenda item 12 is unfinished business. This is a resolution approving expansion of the service area for the Gadsden Construction and Demolition, or the C&D landfill, and the use of additional land within property already owned by the city of Gadsden for additional waste disposable areas. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Is there a second? All right, Councilwoman. All right, is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, I just want to follow up again on our very, very extensive meeting last week. I followed up with several specific questions and some of my own research. I continued to review the remaining comments that came in over the past several days. And again, I think once you kind of look through the noise of and the legitimate initial reactions to, oh, they're expanding the landfill, I think once you really dig in and roll your sleeves up and look at this is, in my opinion, not a dismissal of a community. It's not a dismissal of a neighborhood. I think that the engineers and the city engineering department have gone to great lengths to make sure that that doesn't happen. As we were discussing earlier, all of our household garbage gets shipped out of this city. We don't even keep it in the city because we're trying diligently to make this place cleaner and a better place to live for everybody. This is specifically construction and debris. It's natural, organic materials that is already being utilized there. And given the assurances that I received from the engineers, this will not increase the traffic count in any way. There won't be new or additional trucks coming in and out of that facility. There won't be new or additional noise coming in and out of that area. None of this will change anything about the day-to-day operations of that construction and debris landfill. And there's been great lengths taken to build in stormwater drain basins to address rainwater runoff and surface water contamination. There's no hazardous materials in this construction and debris area. There are huge, massive tracts of acreage of wild forest in between where this area is and the next closest neighborhood. There's no evidence that I've seen that this is going to change the day-to-day lives of the individuals in proximity to this area. And that's the reason I'm comfortable with it. And I want to make it clear that I am very, very sensitive to any comments of above the belt or below the belt about how people don't care about certain parts of this city or we're willing to sacrifice certain. That is absolutely not true, and I will die on this hill. I am telling you, it is not true. It is absolutely not true, and it can hem and haw and hoot and holler all you want to, but it's not true. It's absolutely not true.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Wilson.
Mr.
Anybody?
President?
Yes,
Yeah.
Councilman Avery.
If I may, I've had the opportunity to look at the videos, hear the audio. I apologize for my absence, but just other pressing matters that came up. I do want to say this, though, and I'm going to read because I want to stay on topic here and on hand. The Green Pastures community was established in 1930, accelerated in development in the early to mid 1940s with over 300 families living in the area, black families in particular. I'm going to say this, to the proposed construction and demolition landfill expansion and formally express serious concerns in advancing this project in its current form. The record before us demonstrates that the expansion would move activity C&D disposal operations materially closer to occupied homes, raising credible public health, environmental, and economic risks that Alabama law explicitly requires us to prevent. Public health and safety concerns, Alabama Administrative Code, ADM, Division 13, Solid Waste Program mandates that the solid waste facilities be sited, designated, and operated to prevent nuisance and protect adjacent land uses, with residential homes recognized as the highest sensitivity land use. While minimum buffer distances may be technically met on paper, compliance with minimum does not eliminate the city's broader obligation to protect residents from foreseeable harm. The record demonstrates well-established exposed pathways associated with C&D landfill, including hydrogen sulfide, volatile organic compounds, dust, mold, spores, particles, matters, children heightening vulnerability due to higher air qualities, rates from the disposed that are being dumped in the landfill, and under Alabama law, accepted public health principles, particularly the precautionary principle. It is not scientifically or ethically responsible to site or expand an emission source at a residential fence line when credible evidence of harm exists. Groundwater, stormwater, environmental justice, ADM regulations require facilities to operate in a manner that prevents and circumvents of soil, groundwater, and surface water. The record shows that C&D debris produces high alkaline particles runoff, contain heavy metals, hydrocarbons, mold, and chemical residues. Each rainfall event presents a renewed exposure risk. A young lady spoke at the meeting. Beside her home was a ditch built that has not been maintained, and water flows from that area and surrounding areas and sit at her property line, which is in the city limits and city responsibility, placing an expanded waste cell directly adjacent to the home. You got the increased storm water. You got property rights and economic harm. Residents have demonstrated credible evidence as diminishing property values, reduced ability to refinance, insure, and sell home because of the location. If I heard correctly, the landfill started its operation in the 90s. Okay. Again, this community was established in the 1930s. Okay. So this is not a community that then came after the landfill, but before the landfill. Okay. I'm in big agreement with procedure and planning issues. ADM Division 13 regulations update in 2025 require that the permit and modifications reflect current public health evidence, all right, and the protection of neighboring populations. Residents has raised reasonable concerns that no site-specific health protective analysts have been presented. I haven't seen any that justifies reducing the margin of safety and for the occupied homes there in the area. Additionally, while the Etowah County Soil Waste Management play plan may acknowledge future expansions, acknowledgments does not equal the necessity, nor does it override the city's duty to demonstrate that this footprint represents the least harm alternative. In my conclusion, this is not a question of whether the city may operate a landfill. I'm fully understanding of that. I know that. This is what I do at my personal work, work in a landfill. It's where, how close, and whose expense. The evidence presented established that push an active C&D disposal operations closer to existing homes increase health risks, threatens environmental integrity, undermines property rights, and erodes public trust. For those reasons, I align with the Alabama law, public health obligations, and fundamental principles of fairness in supporting of the concerns that have been brought forth. Sometimes these concerns are overlooked, and not saying that anyone is overlooking them at this dais. However, neither one of us live in the close proximity of this landfill, and so I would be very concerned of the statements that will be made if we did so. It do make a difference, and it concerns me highly when it's statements being made when we talk about quality of life issues, and yet here is a concern that is brought to us by the people of our community addressing a quality of life issue, and yet we praises a quality of life issue in some of these, in some issues and things in this city, and how yet we should not dare look over an issue such as this, and at least present the documents that are needed to provide the public trust, but also consider a new location if possible, very soon.
All right. Let me take a moment, and the way the city council meeting works is that by Alabama state law and by the Gadsden City Council rules, the public is allowed to come. This is an open meeting, so you're very welcome to be here, but we don't allow public comments from the audience, such as what I'm hearing. So kindly refrain from speaking out. We've had a public hearing. You're seeing the business of the city, and we're not through yet. So allow us to conduct the business of the city, and please kindly refrain from making comments or speaking out or talking amongst yourselves while we're conducting the business of the city. And thank you very much. Now, back to the meeting. Does anybody else have any comments?
Mr. President.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. In light of all the comments you just heard, let me just be clear that we had a very extensive conversation on last week about the C&D landfill. Thoroughly explained to us this landfill has been there since the 80s. If C&D products, materials were going to cause you to be sick, you'd already be sick. If the C&D material was going to bring your property down, it would already be down. If the C&D material were going to pose any danger, then that means you already been in danger. So my point is there is absolutely no evidence of the things we just heard, and Councilman Wilson did a valiant job explaining to you nobody on this council would in any kind of way put you or any other district in harm's way any kind of way. So I just want to be as succinct, precise as I can be. There is nothing being brought into this landfill that is going to lower your property value, cause you any harm or danger, lower your property value. The things that's coming over there are the things that's already been there for decades. And I just want you to be able to rest assured that this council, this administration will in no way, no how, no time put any of the residents, and I know many of you personally, and I grew up in that area, would do anything or make any decision to put you in harm's way. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Smith.
Mr. President, if I could just...
All right. Wait, well, before, I'm going to give everybody else a chance to speak that hasn't spoken so far. Does anyone else on the dais wish to have a comment?
I do, Mr. President.
Councilman Robinson?
Yeah, if I can just, it's a scary document. If you're just out there and you're in the public and you get this or you get the letter, it's scary. I mean, it's got landfill in it. It's got all this stuff. It's expansion. You think it's getting right up against your neighborhood. But in actuality, this is just a construction landfill. Now, like what Mayor said earlier, our kitchen trash and our garbage is still going to this landfill and still will to the end of time, because it gets there, it gets weighed, and it gets toted out to wherever it goes. Where does it, where educational-wise, where does it go? Do we
Like
know?
out in Duck Springs or?
Yeah.
Out Sand Valley.
So,
area.
so that particular trash does not end up in that landfill. So there's all your gases and all that doesn't even exist. And also, we're opening up these little phases, these cells, and if you look at it, I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at these diagrams, you're so far away from getting this anywhere near your neighborhood anytime soon. I mean, it could be 20, 25, 30 years, and by then, we'll all be gone, and somebody else will be here making these decisions for us, or doing that. But like, I'm just saying, it's scarier. It sounds scarier than it really is. There's nothing going to change here. Like Councilman Wilson said, there's no excess traffic. There's not going to be extra smells. They've got, and all these engineers and architects, they design all this stuff out. It's 2025. It's about to be 2026. These things are high tech. And again, I would not, nobody up here is going to harm any of our citizens or want to harm any of our citizens. And I mean, I grew up on Knocklow Mountain. That's where I'm from, District 7. And I recall, I mean, I don't know how long it's been and how long that was there, but the landfill was there at one time. I remember going there as a little kid, dumping stuff off my parents. The landfill was right there as you're going up the mountain to the left. All right, it served its purpose for however long. I don't know how long that landfill was there, but it served its purpose. And now it's like a green space, and that's what will eventually happen here one day. So, I mean, landfills have to exist. I mean, I don't know what we can and can't do, but we're not putting trash, garbage, toxic things, chemicals in this landfill. So I just want everybody to know nobody's trying to harm or hurt anybody or hurt property values. We're trying to improve property values, and we're definitely trying to help do any kind of health reasons for our citizens. So that's all I can say. That's my part. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Robinson. Mayor Ford, did you want to have a comment?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. President. I want to speak to the public in the back, mainly, that's been talking. I have represented Green Pastures as a legislator for 18 years. The sign says, "Welcome to Green Pastures." I built that sign. Very proud of doing it, and I sure did. Not with my hands, but with my funding that I was able to obtain from Montgomery, Alabama. So if you look on the side of the sign, it'll tell you who built it. I've always supported that community. All of Gadsden is my district. I'm not going to harm any particular area. This was well thought of. I thought Councilman Smith's comments were spot on, but I want to just forewarn, without saying names, be careful of certain people trying to gaslight you, trying to stir up something that doesn't exist. In politics, I've been around all my life. Usually when someone that doesn't represent that area that tries to gaslight a community means they're trying to seek a higher office, which, that's encouraged because we live in a democracy. But there's nothing that was said in the reading of that email that was correct. I don't know where it came from, what it came from, or who sent it. But the verbiage in that would be as if we were keeping the garbage at that landfill, which we are not keeping the garbage at that landfill. So I want to assure you, as your mayor, for another 9 months, that I would never harm a community or try to endanger a certain neighborhood or lower your property value. That's not the case. Councilman Robinson said it. There was a landfill when I was a child. I grew up in East Gadsden and still have East Gadsden roots. I played baseball over there, close to there. American National Bank over there at the housing development. But I still love that community. I think it has a lot of promise to it. It's logistically located, close to Anniston, close to Gadsden. There's a lot of good about the community. But don't listen to verbiage coming from an email that's either chat GPT'd or that's come up from another landfill that takes the garbage. We do not keep the garbage at our landfill. If we chose not to extend this landfill, we are still going to have a landfill. There's another 40 acres there that we would just expand. Doesn't require a vote or public hearing, and we would continue the operation. So be careful about the gaslighting. That's all I say, and I support this resolution, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor Ford. Councilman Wilson, you had requested to speak. Did you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate after Councilman Avery's comments, just in general. We use I know y'all can't read the actual writing, but I want you to see we use a third-party engineering service out of Huntsville. They don't have a dog in this fight, so to speak. But if you'll notice, these are all the public comments, and they send us, and everything you see in red is their response to the public comments and concerns that we've gotten, addressing those concerns one by one. This is a, I don't know, 50-page document with these red notes where every question that's been asked, every concern that's been brought to the city by our citizens, these engineers, these paid professional engineers they don't know whether Green Pastures is on Country Club Mountain or in East Gadsden or over here on Cancer Avenue where I was born. They don't know. They're just telling the straight answers, okay? They don't have a dog in this fight. And there's nobody up here, I don't think, that would acknowledge that there are some scars of our past in this community. And not a single person up here was sitting on this council when those scars happened. We are trying to do the right thing moving forward. We addressed it last week when we were having conversations about this. And if y'all stuck around to hear the conversation we had about all the new zoning ordinances, I specifically asked the company that we hired for zoning to redo all the zoning in this city. Are we addressing issues like this to make sure these types of things can't happen again in the future with location of these landfills, with location of industrial sites next to residential homes? That's why we are updating the zoning laws, to make sure these wrongs don't happen again in the future. But again, nobody up here was here when what happened to Green Pastures, what happened to Carver, what happened over here in the Canceller community happened. None of us were here. We're trying to make up for it. We're trying to fix it, but we didn't have anything to do with it. So I just want to point out a couple of specific things. There was some comment made earlier about ADM requires certain buffer zones between residential property and commercial, construction and debris landfills. The response from our engineering firm: ADM Administrative Code 335-13-4 states that, quote, buffer zones around the perimeter of the landfill units shall be a minimum of 100 feet in width, measured in a horizontal plane. In other words, a string from one property line to the other. This is the engineer's response. All caps, underline. This proposed expansion design does not reduce this distance. In fact, the proposed expansion design provides for 150 feet buffer along the west and approximately 200-foot buffer along Furman Drive, providing for an approximate 250-foot minimum separation distance from and waste disposal area to the nearest residential property. That's 2.5 times what ADM requires in the message that was just referenced before about the ADM code. We doubled it, plus some, what the requirement for ADM is. The same thing with the review of the plan. Etowah County Solid Waste Management Plan, dated May the 2nd, 2024, which was a year and a half ago, was approved by ADM. They reviewed this plan, which included this expansion. And we met all of those guidelines that were just referenced. And if anybody actually has a chance to review these drawings and schematics that Chris was just talking about, when we talk about doing things to address rainwater runoff, I just told you, there are 9 brand new rainwater reservoir basins being built all the way around this property to make sure that as that water runs off, it collects into a basin and doesn't run into the drinking water or the groundwater of surrounding areas. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying it's dishonest to say that it hasn't been addressed. There are 9 giant basins with French drains running all the way around this 100-acre property designed to address it. It wasn't just overlooked and forgotten. It has been addressed in the plan. And if you look at this plan again, there are tens of acres, 99% of this thing, there are tens of acres of woods, fully thick woods, in between where this debris is going and the closest residential property. It meets and exceeds every single ADM guideline, every single one They go through here and show where our engineering department and TTL went to great lengths to go above and beyond everything that ADM requires in this. So again, I don't think anybody who looks at these drawings and looks at these designs and reads, actually takes the time to read through these responses from our engineering firm, I think y'all would have a much bigger peace of mind about what a relatively insignificant change this is going to be. And I honestly believe that it will have zero impact on property values or your quality of life. And if it does, I'm telling you right now, I've given my phone number out 1 million times up here. Several people in this room already have it. It's 256-399-3738. You can call me. That's my personal cell phone number. And if you're telling me that this somehow negatively impacts your life if we do this, I will be the biggest advocate for you to get this shut down. And I'm pretty good at getting what I want. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. Yes,
May I
ma'am.
have, may I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
a
Councilwoman.
statement? I
Sure.
want to make a statement because today we're here to vote. We are here to vote. It's not a person sitting on this council that I did not come to, that I did not stress the concerns of my district. I went to the engineer and stressed the concerns of my district. I went and got information when this came up over a month ago, when I received the text message here that was completely contrary to the information that had been put before us. I'm gonna save some of my remarks for the end. Everyone up here is passionate about what they're saying, but we've had 2 weeks to passionately convince or not convince or to state our convictions with respect to this. I represent District 3. I represent the voice of District 3, contrary to what may be thought of and contrary to any call that I receive that says I'm not doing my homework. But at the end of the day, whether I doing my homework, whether I agree or disagree, I represent the voice of District 3. I represent the voice of the constituents that are in that area. I do my best not to step over into any other district, even when calls or complaints come in to me. I say to them, you need to first address your representation. Now, everybody is not pleased. Everybody is not going to be pleased. And I'm not saying that anything here should not have been said. It should have been said. But with all due respect, we have had 3 weeks to get together and say, this is what I feel. I received an email from the gentleman from District 3 on last week. What he needed, what he asked for, he received. I did not receive any other correspondence from him, phone call or anything else. We're here to vote.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
All right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Roll call, please.
All right. There's been a request for a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Latham?
No.
Councilman Smith?
No.
Councilman Avery?
No.
Councilman Back?
Where did this come from?
What?
Yes, I guess.
Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Okay, so this vote is to adopt the resolution to expand the landfill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I vote yes.
Exactly what they wanted, man. Right down the color line. Yes.
Councilman Wilson? Yeah. Councilwoman Minatra?
Yes.
And Councilman Robinson?
Yes.
Pitiful. Absolutely pitiful.
Point of order, please. All right, we'll move to agenda item 13. It's a resolution authorizing special use permit to Verizon Wireless. This is for modification of their equipment at the existing wireless telecommunication facility located at 4610 Airport Road. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 14 is a resolution authorizing lighting services agreement with Alabama Power Company. This is for the installation of an LED fixture on an existing pole located at Nakalula Falls Park near the Kiwanis Pavilion, and the amount is $15 per fixture per month. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 15 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Alabama Power Company. This is for relocation of utility facilities on public right-of-way for the South 11th Street partial realignment and resurfacing project from the bridge over Black Creek to Randall Street. Chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 16 is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Black Design Architecture. This is to provide master planning consultation services for Adams Park, Hughley Park, North Gadsden Park, and Carver Community Center Park, and the amount is $20,000. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, Council President, this is just a well-needed project to kind of align all our parks, get them on the same playing field, the same level.
All right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 17 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Davis Architects Incorporated. This is to provide architectural design services for the Nakalula Drive pickleball and tennis courts project, and the amount is $36,161. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, this is I'm excited about this one. This is where you're, yes, thank you. I'm sorry about that, sir. Excited about this one, Mr. President. This is where the old tennis courts, if you're old enough to remember that, where right across the street from Jackson Mitchell School there, it's just kind of an asphalt parking lot right now next to the creek. We're going to be designing and putting in a couple of pickleball courts, a tennis courts, some benches for eating lunch and enjoying the afternoon, and redoing the church sign there, and much needed landscape for that little area. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 18 is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Davis Architects Incorporated. This is to provide professional services and consultation for the Ritz Theater renovation feasibility study, and the amount is $40,000. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Mr. President, I'll just add that the Theater of Gadsden, located in the Ritz Theater on Wall Street in Alabama City, is part of the future for the historic district, and also to further the arts in the city of Gadsden. So this is an opportunity that we have to look at a building that opened in 1928. So we have a lot of opportunity, I think, to look at plans for the future, whether it's structural or whether it's material. So we're happy and excited about the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 19 is a resolution authorizing supplemental agreement with EE Group Incorporated. This is to provide the electrical plans and specifications required to provide cart path lighting and electrical services to the proposed cart barn at the Twin Bridges Golf Course driving range, and the amount is $17,300. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution. Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item 20 is new business. I believe we have a few items this morning.
Yes, Mr. President. The first one I have is a resolution authorizing a lighting services agreement with Alabama Power Company. This is to install LED pedestrian pole lights and fixtures for the sidewalks along Lakewood Drive. The initial amount is $131,273.94, and then it'll be $581 a month thereafter to maintain the LED light service. If there's no objection, I'd like to ask for immediate consideration.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
My second one, Mr. President, is a resolution authorizing an agreement with William Blackstock Architects for $31,200. This is to provide plans and specifications required to construct a new scale house at the C&D landfill that all the white people just voted for. I would ask that we suspend the rules and consider this under new business.
Second.
Kindly refrain from speaking out. All right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed,
Abstain.
we have one abstention. Motion carries to adopt.
The next one I have, Mr. President, is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Goodwin Mills Kaywood in $279,717 to provide grant administration planning, overall project assessment, and preliminary schematic design for Phase 1 of the downtown Gadsden Greenway.
Second.
Make a motion that we suspend the rules, please, and consider that. Okay.
There's a second. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Last one I have, Mr. President, is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Sports Facilities Development LLC for $22,000 a month. This is to provide complete management services for the Gadsden Athletic Center.
Second.
Second. All right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Thank you,
That's all I have,
Councilman.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Wilson. Item 21, department reports, committees, boards. We have any of those this morning? All right, Tina and Ruth are coming forward.
Just real quickly, I would like to give an explanation of the grant world as it pertains to Mayor Craig Ford's office. One thing we do is we search out grants that are remotely applicable to Gadsden. It may be something that we're looking at 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road, or next week. And when the grant is available, we apply. So, if we see something, we're going to apply for it. The next step after application is the mayor will receive an email stating you applied. Then there will be a deadline. That deadline may be 90 days, it may be 6 months. If we are fortunate enough to receive the grant, the mayor will receive another email that states you have received this award and you have so many days to respond to that email. He immediately responds to that email. Then we go dormant. It may be 30 days, it may be 9 months, depending on who the grantee is. Federal government moves at a snail's pace. They definitely do not work at the same pace the city of Gadsden does. So we may receive an email within our office that says you are going to receive this grant and not hear from them for 3, 6, 9 months. That does not mean we are sitting on the money. That means we do not have the money. If we don't have the money, we can't start a project. So once we receive the money, we also have a timeline in order that we have to adhere to spend the money. We have to start the proposed project that was specified in the grant, then we have to bid it, then we start the project. Then we have to submit all of the receipts when the project is finished, and along the way, we are given money. That doesn't mean we've received the money and we're sitting on it. That just means that we've received the grant and we are moving forward. I just wanted to clarify this. There's some false communication in the community that we are sitting on grants. You can't do that in the grant world. It doesn't work that way. You receive notification, you start immediately because you don't want them to pull that funding. So if y'all ever have any questions, please reach out to us. We'll answer your questions regarding grants. Right now we have about $3 million out. So, keep your fingers crossed, say a prayer for us, but we're moving as fast as we can.
Thank you, Tina. Morning, Ruth.
Well, good morning. Cold weather. I wanted to kind of update us on that. I know in the previous days we've had some very cold temperatures, and so I just kind of wanted to highlight that the EMA is now with Etowah County. So if you go to Etowah County EMA, you're able to look at in real time what shelters are open, and keep in mind that the EMA can only list those shelters who have provided the documentation to be cleared to be a EMA registered shelter. So there may be other shelters that are open that are not shared under necessarily EMA. And they're working now to kind of try to get everybody on board and get that fixed. We have a meeting the 1st of January to make sure all of those shelters are there. But keep it in mind that we know with temperatures being really low, people can't be outside. So what we've done is the Gadsden Public Library, we keep a good list there of updated shelters, and they provide that because everybody is not on social media. And so people can get that at the Gadsden Public Library, either branch, it's available. We've tried to share it on the city's page. I know everybody, and then even on my personal page, I know the administration has been sharing it, but I also know that everybody does not know me and does not know my page. But I'm just trying to kind of get that information out there. I know the other night we received some calls and New Liberty was open, but we needed to confirm that before we started trying to tell people to go to New Liberty. And they actually only had 2 people there. So it was great that we got that information and was kind of able to shift over that way, try to let law enforcement know so that if they encounter someone. But I also wanted you all to know, let's see, and one more thing. Yeah, I think I hit that. I think I've hit everything. The EMA does have to have those MOUs. We are meeting the 1st of the year, and all shelter providers have been included on that meeting with the deputy director. So just kind of wanted to update you all and wanted to make sure that it gets out to the community in case we hit some more days that are very low temperatures. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Appreciate that. Any other reports, or departments rather, committees, boards? All right, if not, we'll go to remarks by the mayor and council. Mayor Ford, we'll start with you.
I want to remind everybody, Mr. President and members of the community, don't forget the Christmas at the Falls. We're having a record year already. Once again, we're breaking last year's record. I think we're already at $900 and some odd thousand for dollar amount for admittance to the falls. Friday and Saturday nights are extremely busy. I'd encourage you to visit. However, if you don't want to wait in long lines, come in the middle of the week. Don't forget about the ice skating on the Coosa. We have a Riverside Park. It has been phenomenal. The other night, even though we were sold out, we still had a lot of skaters that wanted to get off of the ice rink earlier So we were able to put some other skaters on the rink to help expedite the ice skaters. But they had a good time. And there's a lot of other activities there that don't cost a dime. You can go and show up, and you can enjoy yourself and eat and drink and watch others fall on the ice if you choose to do so. We have the Mayor's Ball coming up January 24th at the venue. I believe it's almost sold out. There may be 3 or 4 tables left. There'll be some single tickets available. But if you haven't bought a table, I hope it's not too late. That's all I can say, because I'm not in charge of that. But you need to call Deborah Hawkins, and she will be able to let you know at the venue if there are any tables or tickets still left. It's always a great event. That's my favorite event because everything's over, everything's put up, and then you're able to put back on your good Sunday suit and go have a good time. I want to thank the president and the council today. If you notice, we've been voting on a lot of measures that we passed in the bond. That we talked about in public hearings. Gadsden is moving forward. It's moving forward at a rapid pace, and it needs to move forward. We've got a lot of projects that everybody can enjoy the quality of life. We're trying to only create as many projects as we can that will have a return on investment and also invest in quality of life issues. So I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about what's going on. I'm glad people are passionate about the city, and I hope they continue to be passionate about the projects that we bring forward. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor Ford. Councilwoman Latham.
Thank you, President Beck. And I will ask for a moment, as I have been patient so many times before today, with my colleagues as they gave their remarks, but there are several things that I do want to address. Being afforded the opportunity to serve as District 1 Council representative and coming into this office as green as a Granny Smith apple, but listening and learning and observing and attending conferences as many as I could, I will say I am more learned today than I was when I first came in. But I will say that I have complained about certain things from day one. And a couple things that I've heard from constituents in this city is the drama, the back and forth that people witnessed in council meetings. I have been approached from constituents who were not in my district who said, well, I like this council because this council doesn't fuss back and forth. Or you all don't fuss with the mayor. One of the things that I listened to and that I did read, trying to prepare myself as well as I could for something that I had never done before, is that where there is a mayor and where there is a city council that works together, not always get along, but that work together, it is the success of the city. Now you can have your opinions from the right of me, clean to the left of me, but one thing that we cannot deny is that this city is moving forward. The city is moving forward. Then there are also those people that from the right of me, that constituents complain from the right of me to the left of me. I don't like the mayor. I don't like this one. I don't like that one. Everybody in this city and everybody sitting on this desk has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. But today, I think is ridiculous. And nobody has to agree with me. I have sat here for almost 4 years and I've listened, I've observed, I've come to eat to different ones personally and stated how I feel and how I don't feel, what I like and what I don't like, and I've tried to educate myself to the best of my ability. But today I'm going to say this, because I don't want to argue back and forth with District 2, with District 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Nor do I want to argue with this man to the right of me. I came into this position with one goal, that's to represent District 1 to the best of my ability, to do what I could in District 1 to the best of my ability. Even in my campaign, I refused to be negative. And I was not negative. I cut several lives because people walked up to me with negativity about at least one of my opponents. And even when I won the election on August the 23rd, 2022, I didn't receive a congratulations from that person. But I don't need to be validated by anybody. The voters validated that when they went to polls and voted me as District 1 council person. I have done everything in my power to work to the left of me with everybody, regardless of whether you're white or whether you're black, whether you're Democratic or whether you're Republican. I have tried to work with everybody. But I want it to be known today, and I want it to go on record, that this is not the place for you to be passionate or whatever when you haven't come to me, you haven't said anything to me. I'm not here to grandstand. If I came to you, I genuinely came to you because I was hearing the voice of the constituents in District 1. I find it extremely odd today that for the very first time in the voting history of this term, the representative from District 3 gave a no vote. With every opportunity, there has been an abstain. And before now, they were going to abstain and ironically asked for a roll call vote. I guess that was to know whether or not you should vote no if it was a position of anyone to the right of you. Secondly, the rhetoric went right back to the norm and abstain on the tipping floor or the scale house when anytime before everything we've had votes previously. The tipping floor for one, and anything else that reaches to the point today to the expansion. Regardless of how I felt about that expansion, regardless of the fact that it was expanded in 2007, expanded again in 2017, the constituents that live close to that place said they didn't want it. So what did I vote? I voted no. Even in my mind when I'm saying, well, it was expanded in 2007, it was expanded in 2017, but I represent District 1 and those people who are closest to it, whether they are 1,000 feet away or 2 miles away, they said no. I'm asking today, and I want to go on record, let me be the council person for District 1. And here's what I find to be extremely ironic. Since we having conversations with people in District 1, Councilman Avery, you have your first time yet to inject your opinion with District 4, District 5, District 6, or District 7. But every time it is a controversial issue, you interject your opinion in District 2 and in District 1, and you have your first time yet. I won't even speak for Councilman Smith. I'll speak for myself at this time. You have your first time yet to come to me personally and state your compassion, state anything else as it relates to anything that has been addressed. I may be wrong for calling names. I apologize if I have, but I'm going to say what I heard at the National League of Cities from an organization that you have a position on. NBC Leo, you heard it yourself when President Booker stood up and took his name out of the hat as the president in the running of the president for this election. We fight all over this world. We fight all over this world. I am city council for District 1, and there's not a day that I don't face racism in this city. We fight everywhere. We fight on our jobs. We fight everywhere. I refuse. It should not be that District 1, 2, and 3 representatives fight amongst themselves. And I've sat quietly for almost 4 years. So if I'm passionate today, and this is the needle that broke the camel's back, or whatever the saying is, it is today. I ask you, if someone comes to you with something in District 1, point them to me. Because one thing I've tried to do is work with everybody. And I've tried to hear every concern from every constituent in my district and serve District 1 to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Latham. Councilman Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have much. Just want to say it's still a very productive day in government, and the tactics utilized by an elected official today, it's not going to be enough to drive a wedge between this council. I just want to let that be known. We're still unified. We're still on one accord, regardless of the tactics used to try to divide us today. You know, the Bible is clear on certain things. When you find people that cause division, mark them. Mark them. We don't like to talk about that. That's scripture. Mark them and try to avoid them. The fire department is in District 2, not 3. That should have been my call to make on that. Where it's going is in District 2, not 3. So enough is enough. You guys listening need to know, because it's all for you. All the show is for you to listen to. So I just want to say in closing, it's another good day of government, and sometimes your blessing can be your curse. Because things are going so well in the city, there's some that don't like that. But the tactics utilized today by another elected official is not enough to divide this council. Let's keep moving forward.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. Councilman Avery.
Mr. President, thank you. Obviously, I'll address the statements been stated and all. That's not true, but either way, I'll start backwards. The fire department, number one, if we all have a vote on it, it's a concern of each elected official. The fire department also services residents in District 3. Okay, and residents in District 3 have concerns of the fire department and its moving. Okay, and so therefore, that's a responsibility of mine. It's a responsibility of all of ours, and a concern of all of ours when we have when we play a vote. As it mentioned, moving forward now, as it mentioned about connectivity and contact and things of that nature. I sent out an email to a representative. I did not receive an email from that representative. However, I heard the statement that was made by that representative via council meeting, and I received documentation that everybody received as it relates to the response. Okay, for me, this is not grandstanding. Our black communities have suffered and experienced quite a significance throughout the years in this city. This is not making a racial issue, black or white. At the end of the day, it's straight the facts. The facts are the facts. When we go to my stance as it relates to the landfill, if you tear down a home with mold debris or asbestos or any of those things in it, they do spread within the air. That trailer goes on a tipper, tips over. I have pictures to show you what that looked like for those that want to see. If the wind is blowing, it takes that debris to wherever it travels to. That's just the fact. The community had a concern. I didn't base myself stepping over in District 1 at all. I made my own determination. My vote came from my determination, from my study, my statement, and my email only. That does not go from go against the professional opinions. I have nothing against that at all. The community made a concern for those that called me. I did not insert myself as their representative. I listened to them, and then I did my research and made my determination from that. I did more than one no vote, so we ain't got to go into all of that. Pull the record. That's in the clerk office. So at the end of the day, when we talk about camaraderie and all that stuff, those things are not completely true. I've received the email talking about how I'm not the representative of District 3, and the list goes on, and I don't represent, but I was voted in by them. So therefore, no one up here at this table have talked about that either. I've received an email as well as city employees as it relates to not speak to me or answer my calls, but at the end of the day, no one at this table talked about that and made a fuss and cuss about that either. I represent District 3. However, also some of the things that we come up here and vote on, whether you know it or not, in your mayor council government handbook, it states that we will vote on those things. We have a concern and we have questions that we can pose, and that's just fine, okay? That's my opinion. Since we agreeing that everyone has an opinion, I only ask questions. Now, whether my questions are likable or not, that's, but my deal is that my questions are my questions. It is not to create a division. The division was made when you took one from the other. And that happened a couple of years ago. And therefore, the eyes haven't been opened. The ears haven't heard anything. And therefore, it's a new day in the city, and we moving forward. But yet we want to now voice our concerns about how we are treating and the conducting of business here today. Everything that I try to do is as a fair equitability to all districts. But I am focused in on District 3. However, let's make that clear and be known. And it definitely ain't been no contact. Whether there's been some calls to any other person in district, I will give I would definitely give Mr. Back, they're now called names, and Mr. Wilson as two individuals that I know have come to me and stated that someone has mentioned something as it relates to District 3. Mr. Back has also come into District 3 and met with individuals that wanted to speak to him about issues. And if it was brought upon a boat as related to those issues in District 3, guess what? If Mr. Back and it has been questions as related to issues. Listen, we went into a discussion about an issue that was in District 3, and you know what? It wasn't that let District 3 person handle it. So it's so funny how we have amnesia because we want to make a point. It's never been grandstanding for me, man. I'm about my community. My community right now is suffering for things that we need, and yet, therefore, we brag and boast about one of the biggest projects in the city, and that's a drainage issue. We need more than that. Yeah, I ask for things in District 3. Guess what? As the last meeting was stated, that attack no one, is that here's the deal. We get told lies and we get told lies, we get told things, and guess what? Nothing happens. And then when something happens, then, okay, we supposed to jump and leap with joy. I hear in other meetings, my name is inserted. May ever have all these meetings. I never met somebody. Well, I want my people to be informed. And guess what? If you don't think I'm telling the truth, I ask for the city workers to come so they can hear it from the directors themselves. So it's so funny that Avery is the villain or that Avery is putting things out there. No, it's not. I have my comments, I have my opinions, and that's just what they are. Opinions, as we all have. And that's okay. You don't like them, we don't agree, we debate about them, okay, when we move forward. It is what it is. If you didn't like the order of government, you shouldn't got in. I don't like a lot of things that we do. But guess what? I signed up for the job. And here I am. Here we are. So, nevertheless, I don't want to even address all of the rest of the stuff because it is what it is. You want to talk to me, you got my number. You had my number from the beginning, we talked and all that other stuff, and then all of a sudden there was some decisions, things that I said and that wasn't like, and then it ceased. So it is what it is. Thanks to all of those persons that participated, the director, committee, volunteers, sponsors, and committee of Cookies with Santa. It was a very great success. We thank for all of those with the toys. Man, I mean, we had a ball. And so we are so grateful for all of those to continue to make an effort in addressing, this quality of life issues as it relates to community and those kids that left with smiling faces. I do want to apologize for my absence. I have been staying tuned and I'm on different other committees and things of that nature, so I'm still working on your behalf. I know I've gotten calls, just worried. I'm good. I did have some doctor's appointments there, but everything is good. I want to thank Ms. Moffitt for making announcements as it relates to the warming shelters. That had been some calls made of that. I had made a post, and however, as it is true, most people that need a warming shelter don't actually they're not on Facebook, may not see a post and not Channel 99 and things of that nature. So here's a challenge for all of those that hear this and see the messages. If you see someone, you're out and about, tell someone where those warming stations is. Each one help one. And then I wasn't here to publicly make that announcement. I want to congratulate Coosa Christian on their win, and then I want to also congratulate the Gadsden City basketball team for their continued success. I think tomorrow there's a big game. There's been a challenge for them for a school that's been calling them out. So I asked, hey, if everybody can fill those seats in the gymnasium and support our Gadsden City basketball team. There was, I think, 2 guys from the football team that received scholarships to universities. So big congratulations to them. Congratulations to them as Gadsden City students just continue to prevail in excellence all over the scope. Want to congratulate and look forward to meeting the new Parks and Rec gentleman, and was proud to hear the accolades that he brings to the city and things of that nature. Man, it's so much, but today you've experienced a lot of things, and again, you know, hey, I don't think people are blind. I mean, people have concerns, and it is what it is. But one thing I must tell you, my lines stay open. I'll speak with you. I try to do my best to give you accurate information. I always, and I apologize to Ms. Iva Nelson and her office, I always send people to her office for information, just because I don't want it. I've been blamed for it before. I don't want to give out inaccurate information. I don't want to insert my own opinion over the facts. It is what it is, whether it's believed or not. I yield my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Avery.
Mr. President, the basketball game's tonight.
Oh, tonight?
Yes,
The challenge game thing? Okay.
Yeah, at Gadsden City. Just wanted to clarify that.
All right. Go Titans. Councilman Wilson?
Yeah, just real quick, I promise, this is not phase 3 of these comments, but the first thing is, and I hate that several of the people in the back have chosen to leave early. The first thing, to the young lady who addressed the council about the zoning issues, I want you to understand that our approach to this zoning thing was we used a third party. It was for the whole city. It was never intended to be to individualize or to point out one home or another home in one street or another street. And that's the reason you saw the response, kind of general response from this council, which was talk to the planning and zoning professionals in the city. We were going about it with a broad approach to try to modernize our community and modernize our zoning laws to prevent some of those things that I talked about earlier that should have never happened in communities all over America, but specifically in the Deep South and specifically here in Gadsden, so that those things never happen again. And having said that, that kind of leads into what my frustration is today. And the person who left earlier when I said that flippant comment that I shouldn't have said, and I apologize for that, but they misunderstood what I was saying. I worked so hard to prevent that perception from being extended into this community is why I was frustrated, because of the way the vote went down today. Of course, every single member of this council has valid reasons for voting the way they do, but I'll say this. There are 2 sides to a coin of being a city councilman up here. Number 1 is what we do, and number 2 is how we do it. Okay? What we do, there is a guideline for. There's a book. There's a playbook, a textbook. You can go and get your municipal certification, and it tells you about things like Robert's Rules of Order and how to make a motion and how to make a second and how to abstain from a vote or how to table something indefinitely or table it till the next special meeting. That's that's what we do. But how we do it matters too. And what disappointed me today is that there are a very select few people, black and white, that want to keep that division going as long as they possibly can. They want to extend that standoff between black people and white people. And anybody who knows me can go back and look at my previous term on this council and my actions. I work really, really hard to make sure that this body does not get drawn down those color lines. That's why I was frustrated today, that it gave the perception, never mind the obvious visual perception, that seats 1, 2, and 3 are African American, and then the next 4 seats are white people. You know, that alone bothers me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like the image that it sends our community. And to have the vote today go the way it did is why I got so upset, and it's why I said the things I said. It had nothing to do. And again, it's obvious that my comment was probably misunderstood earlier when I said that. It's what we do and it's how we do it. And today, I think the people that want to keep black and white communities divided won. I think they won today, and I hate that. I think it's a loss for this body, and I think it's a loss for the citizens of Gadsden every time a situation like that happens and we don't see through the smoke and mirrors and try to realize that I don't think there's anybody up here that can testify that me or any other white person of this community, we all know what's happened in the past with the African American population and people of color in general in this community. And it happened at the hands of white people. There's no doubt about that. But we stand here, this group, there's nobody that could say I've ever made a decision in my life based on the color of somebody's skin or what neighborhood they live in or what their socioeconomic status is. I do what I think is right every single time. Does that mean I get it right every single time? Absolutely not. And if you feel that way, my wife has support meetings on Tuesdays. Y'all can all show up and talk about how much I get stuff wrong. But it ain't about color. And that's all that disappointed me today. And I'm sorry that I said some of the flippant things that I said, but it was just because I was not disappointed in what we did, but how we did it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Wilson. Councilwoman Manatra.
I'll be short. It is hard to follow Councilman Wilson, but he said a lot of really good things today, and I agree with you. You had one slip up. But I think, as a group, we try very hard and have since we took office to fight for Gadsden and then to fight for our individual districts. I'm very proud of my friend Tanya Latham because she told the truth today, and it takes a lot of courage to do that. I do believe that we are, as a group, we fight to get all the facts, and we fight to work with all of the staff members here at City Hall. We're proud of our mayor, and we're proud of everything that we're doing and making Gadsden better. I know it's hard to remember back before there was Mayor Ford, but some of you remember things might have made not a lot of progress very fast, and we did go through a pandemic, which slowed a lot of things down. But we are working hard as a group to make Gadsden better, and we will continue to do that and fight for that every single day. So with that, I'm looking forward to 2026, and I hope you have a great holiday, and we'll all celebrate when it's not all done, but as we watch progress every day in this city. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Robinson.
I don't have anything. I'm playing. No, real quick, reminder at the falls, Christmas at the falls. The traffic's been crazy up there on the weekends because a lot of people do go up there. I mean, I was out of town this past Saturday, but I got many text messages and emails about the traffic and how long it takes to get up and down the mountain. But we do they do sell pre-ordered hour slots, and they do that for a purpose. And I feel like most of the people in Gadsden or in the surrounding counties don't know that, so they just go driving up there and they get mad when they can't get in. I think we try to help out and try to work with the people as much as we can, especially if they're coming from out of town. They bring a carload of people to get them in. But there's just like Mayor Ford said earlier, if you really want to see the lights and enjoy them, I mean, you can enjoy them all the time, but like go during the week especially if you're local, because that's going to be the best time for you to go for that. And just be careful up there, because I mean, people are. I know they're having to find parks, and everybody's always, we need more parking. We need more parking up here. We don't really want to, add more concrete, more parking spots for 2 weekends out of the year when we need more parking for Christmas at the Falls. We just need people to kind of be respectful of the space and be patient and just enjoy the season. The Ritz Theater, I'm going to watch the Peanuts on Sunday. So I think that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The last weekend, I've been reading some articles about that. It looks really good. So if you get a chance to go do that, that'd be a good Christmas experience, and I think that'd be fun. Ice skating, wide open down there. It's the largest Christmas tree in the city. I will be down there Saturday night. I'll be doing some guest bartending with my wife at the Frosties. So if y'all want to see me sling some booze and hand out some ultras, come on down. Jason, I'll hook you up. I'm sorry. Anyway, but yeah, come on. I'll be doing that at Frosties. And Councilman Latham, I understand totally your vote. I mean, if in District 7, if I have had things come up before since I've been here in 3 years, like the Airbnbs or the VRVOs. I mean, I honestly think that's a positive thing. But my district came out and they spoke with me. They emailed me. They came to city council meetings. They didn't want it. I voted no. I mean, sometimes you try to educate, and people have different opinions, and I understand completely if what people. I mean, it's their community, so I understand completely your vote on that. I would have done the same thing. I just don't believe that this council would harm any citizen, and do anything like that. I do have all the information in front of me. I would hope all y'all had all the information. Y'all, like Councilman Wilson was saying, every comment was answered perfectly and with great detail, and I just honestly don't believe that anything over there is going to cause any harm to anybody. My opinion, and from what I've read, with all the architects and the designers and everything, that's what I get out of it. And I love this council. I love everything we've done since the day we met y'all. I mean, I didn't know some of y'all the first time we got, I always thought it was crazy. We get elected and we come up here to city council and we vote our council president. And I'm like, I don't even know 3 or 4 of these guys. I didn't know Dixie. I didn't know any of them. I'm like, I feel like we should have had like a little grace time to get to know each other, But then they send us off to Kansas City, and we do some classes, and we get to know each other. And I knew right then that this was going to be a great council and a great mayor and a great staff, and to get things done and what we had our vision. And like what you said, we all here are looking towards the future of Gadsden. I feel like we've done a great job, and we're going to continue to do a great job. And like I've said always before, the landscape of Gadsden is going to look a lot different here shortly. I promise you, things are about to happen, and because we've laid it out. There it is. It's ready to go, and we're hopefully can continue next term if everybody will allow us to come back, and we'll figure this out. We'll get it all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Robinson. Well, I guess it's my turn. Council rule stipulates that the council president goes last, and so that's why I always go last. We'll get one thing out of the way real quick. We are not going to have a council meeting next week on the 23rd of December. We're going to take that day off, let everybody do what they do on December 23rd. I have no idea what that is. My wife does everything, so it's just another day for me. But so we will not meet on December 23rd. We will meet on December 30th, right? Okay. I want to welcome Nathan Fank to the team. I've heard a lot of good things about you, Nathan, and I think Mayor Ford, with all the things that he and his team have going and that the council has going, we could probably use you. So I hope you have a pair of tennis shoes, because leather sole shoes and working for Mayor Ford are not a good combination. So best of luck to you, and Merry Christmas to you, and just glad you're here with us. Let's talk about, or I'd like to talk about what kind of transpired today. Sitting up here in these seats, sometimes I think it looks easy, and it's anything but easy. It's not like all of us grew up going to council school, like from first grade through college or whatever. You don't get to do that. So as has been stated, you kind of learn, you're kind of building the plane as you fly it. So this is Councilman Wilson and mine's 7th year. We're starting our 8th year now in November. And we still don't know, it's just, Nathan served on the council in Prattville. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's not easy running a city. Mayor Ford's been here now 3 years. 18 years in the legislature was obviously government work, but he has admitted that it's a lot different being on this side of the table as opposed to that side of the table, being on the city side as opposed to the Montgomery side. Doing a great job, by the way. I mean, got well-written plans. There's a written vision. The Bible talks about that. And so we have that. Our city has a Grow Gadsden plan. And that's exactly what it will do. It's going to grow Gadsden. Let me talk a second about council rules. Every now and then you hear me ask someone to kindly refrain from speaking from the audience. The council rules are adopted by the council every 4 years, and so they're primarily state law rules. And there's the thing, if I won't go into this real deep, but Dillon rules, D-I-L-L-O-N, Dillon rules is what you see us do every Tuesday. Every city does that. And I'll leave it to you to Google. As my daughter tells me, I'm not doing your homework for you, because I'll ask her questions all the time. She's a lot smarter than me. And so she'll force me to do my own research. So I'm going to do that to you guys. Look up Dillon rules, and it'll help you understand how this works. State of Alabama requires us to have open meetings, and we do have open meetings. Those doors are open back there. But the rules of our council we've adopted. You can speak to the council if you apply by noon on Friday to speak on the next Tuesday. That request comes to me because I'm the president of the council, and I either approve or disapprove the speaker. There's only been a handful of times in 3 years that I've not approved someone to speak. It has to pertain to city business. And the ones that asked to speak that I didn't approve probably didn't pertain to city business. So what we don't allow is to have individuals speak from the floor, ask questions, just random questions out from the floor. That's not allowed per the council rules. Fortunately or unfortunately, it falls on me as the president that I have to enforce those rules. I'm in charge of this meeting. That's what the president does. And so that's why we do what we do. There is a method to this madness. Every week, I believe it's Jennifer, probably shouldn't say the name, but I just did, I'm sorry, Assistant City Clerk, I have a script. This script is written for me, and that's what I go by, that we run these run these meetings, and it helps because we want to stay on target and we want to be in compliance with the state law. Y'all, the 7 of us are responsible for an $80 million budget. It's a very sobering thought. Mayor Ford in his office presents the budget, and then we approve or disapprove that budget. And then every week you'll hear me say, the chair entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of December 5th through 11th. That's what I've said this morning. We literally ratify those payments. That's an official city action per the state of Alabama through the legislature where Mayor Ford served for 18 years. So those aren't just words. We're actually conducting the business of a 600-employee, $80 million company. That's why we don't allow just comments and people to talk and to interrupt us when we're trying to conduct the business of the city. This is real important business up here. We're not important. The business is important. And so it's my duty as the president of the council to conduct the meeting in such a manner that the business of the city is conducted properly and there's no ambiguity of what's being done. And my 6 friends up here, 7 counting our city clerk, Ivan Nelson, that's what we do every Tuesday. It's the business of the city. And so it's not that we don't want to hear from the public. It's not that we don't care what you have to say. We very much care. That's why all of our phone numbers are out there in the public. You can go to the city website and you can reach us via emails, text messages, phone calls. We do want to hear. I probably average, I can only speak for myself, I probably average 4 to 6 communications every day. But what happens is those 4 to 6 usually require a answer. I have to go to somebody in the administration, and then I have to get that answer. Then I go back to them. So by the end of the week, I'm probably interacting with 15 to 25 citizens. And so I take all calls. I return every phone call, whether I like it or not. To Councilman Avery's comment earlier, I don't know if that was, if it bothered you that I was at a meeting in District 3, but some of those gentlemen are in this room today. Some of those gentlemen I went to junior high and high school with and played basketball with at Discu and Gadsden High School. I was proudly the only white guy in my grade on the basketball team, okay? These are friends of mine. These are people that I've known. I've gone to battle with some as a teammate and things, and we've been friends for a long time. I get real uncomfortable when I talk about myself because I don't like to hear about myself and I don't like to talk about myself. So I'm not going to do it a lot, but long before I ever got on the city council, long before, I have done most any, like a lot of you, mentor programs, feeding programs. I'm one of the 4 drivers of the food bank truck. And I literally could go on and on, but again, I get embarrassed and I get uncomfortable when I'm talking about that because I don't like to hear people brag on themselves or talk about themselves. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying that everything that I'm just talking about is primarily for the African American community. I've done that my entire life. My father owned the Pepsi-Cola bottling company at 402 Tuscaloosa Avenue. From age 8 to 18, I worked in that plant every summer with black men. Warren Knowles, who went by the nickname Dago. I don't know if anybody remembers Warren, but Dago. My brother and I called him Unc. That's short for uncle. Warren Knowles was like an uncle to me. Willie Patrick was like an uncle to me. The day my father died and was buried, Dago and Willie carried his casket. 2 black guys who my family loved and still love them and their families to this very day. Very personal statement. I voted to approve the changing or the moving the sale of the landfill because I thought it was the best thing for the city. I saw no evidence. I read every word that was submitted by the people, and I read every word that Charles, our licensed and degreed outside third-party engineer, been doing this for over 30 years. I read every one of his answers. I am 100% convinced that it is a safe area. I am 100% convinced that you're not being impacted negatively in any way, shape, or fashion. So that's why I voted yes. I'm going to own my votes. I'm owning stuff that we're borrowing $130 million. I see people all the time in my district wanting to know, y'all are spending all this money. Y'all are borrowing all this money. So I'm owning my votes. I'm not hiding from anybody. And it's okay if someone up here disagrees with my opinion about the landfill. It's perfectly fine. This is how a constitutional republic operates. There's 7 of us for a reason. It doesn't result into a tie. So we had a vote today, and it was a 4-3 vote. That's America. If any of y'all happen to watch television, every night we are inundated with people literally dying to come to America. And it's because we're a constitutional republic, it's because we have an open meeting, and it's because we're free to feel and vote and think the way that we feel, think, and vote. Everybody wants to come here. How many people are dying to leave America and go to some other country? There's a few. And that's fine. They're free to do that. This is America. But it's usually everybody wants to come here. So that's just the way that this country operates at the current time. And the rules that are in place are the rules that we have to abide by. I respect all of my fellow council members. We're a family up here, y'all. We're a family. Y'all are our family. We all live here. It tickles me when I get complaints about potholes and paving of streets. You know, and I hope everybody realizes all 7 of us and the mayor, we live and drive on these same streets. I go down 4th Street 3 or 4 times a day. It's on the way to my church. It's bumpy. I serve on the water board. The water department's responsible for some of those bumps. I'm in their ear all the time about go back and make that level. I got about that much OCD in me, and I want everything to be as smooth as this top right here. And it frustrates me that it's not. We have 350 miles of streets in Gadsden. It costs a little over $1 million to pave 1 mile. So it's probably close to $400 million if we paved every street at one time. I just told you a minute ago our budget is $80 million. So we can't do it all at one time. There's a really good solid plan that the mayor and Heath Williamson, our engineer, have developed. We're paving roads as quick as we can pave them. We're doing it from the worst roads down to the very best roads, regardless of the district. That's the plan, and that's the reality. We can't do it all at one time. So I'm unpacking a lot of things here, but I think it's, most of the time I have to kind of watch, and I'm over the meeting, so sometimes I'll forget, or sometimes I'm not as vocal because we're running over and I don't want to extend the time, but today's been a different day. So today you're getting to see Kent back speak as he wants to speak. And so we respect all of you folks. We respect your opinion. I think we love and respect each other, but we're all going to have different opinions from time to time. It's just like a family at your house where you live. No different. Everybody's got different opinions. It's been already stated up here. So I don't want anybody to go away thinking that they're not valued or that they don't count, because you do count, regardless of what your address is. I rode out by the landfill today. I was on Paradise Avenue or Paradise Street. I can't remember the name, but I drove out there this morning before I came to the council. I had never been out there before. I had never had an occasion to go in that neighborhood. So I went and laid eyes and saw, and what I came away with is what was said earlier. I saw a lot of trees. I mean, a lot of thick forest trees. I'm thinking, man, we got a lot of room to develop out here. I mean, there's a lot of unused land. It's all woods. So I investigate my votes before the votes. I do my homework. I'm a voracious reader, especially when it comes about something this serious. I had the same thing happen in my first term with a rendering plant. Some of you may remember that. I took it upon myself to go to Arkansas and Virginia by myself and saw rendering plants, poultry rendering plants in Arkansas and Virginia. I talked to people that lived around those plants. I talked to the government officials in those cities, and I went in restaurants and just randomly talked to people. And I got my facts and I got my information. I came back and gave a 20 or 30-minute presentation. That's what you get when you get me. That's what you get when you vote me in as your council person if you live in District 4. I'm not going to mail it in. I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to put my own eyeballs on the problem. I'm going to listen to the people that I know have the information that I need to have. I'm not going to take anybody's word for it. Trust but verify. And that's just how I do. That's just how I am. And I had a similar vote as Councilwoman Latham had. I heard my constituents in District 4, and when it came time, we had one vote. It was to give them the company a $5 million tax abatement or something like that, and I voted no. After going to Virginia and Arkansas and seeing those rendering plants, modern rendering plants technology that had nothing to do with what we all were being told for a year and a half, I went and saw. I'm the only person that did that. And I went and saw it and smelled it, and I didn't see or smell anything bad. And we lost 92 good paying jobs with a pension and health insurance and benefits, and could have probably been filled mostly by brown and black people in Gadsden. And I fought for it but I voted no at the end because my constituents told me to vote no. So sometimes you do that. We saw that today. All right, I have gone on enough. I won't be able to do this for another 4 weeks, so this is the last you'll hear from me for a while. But I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. You won't see us again, I don't think, until Christmas, after Christmas. But thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience with this council and this governing body. Thank you for your support. And everybody have a safe time. And again, it's cold. Look out for people that need help. We are adjourned.